I got the juice,
Still got the juice. Jacina Love. We're here with Loopie, Loon, Bronx in the building, baby.
Yeah, that's a Fendi.
Ah, you came through. Yo, thank you.
Excited. Word.
Thank you. Excited to hear what you came through. We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Yeah, fact.
You came through looking real pretty boy Bronx in the building, and we here.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I read your bio, and I want to get into what was that first song you heard from 50 Cent that you was like, wait a minute, I need to do this.
Yeah, it was the whole album, Give It and Die Trying. Like at that time, I was young. I was really unsure what I really wanted to do. I was playing ball at the time, so I remember I think it's my mother or my pops. They bought me like a boombox, and I remember I stole my sister the album, the Give It and Die Trying album, and I was listening to it. I'm like, nah, yeah. That's what I want to do. Eventually, I'm gonna tap into this, but this is what I want to do. So I don't it was the whole album for me. It wasn't like a particular song. It was like the whole album. I was like, nah, he different. Like the aura he came with it, like the aggressiveness, like the influence he had, like he was just different for me, like from what I normally saw when like growing up. So I'm like, when I saw him come with the bulletproof vests and the do-rags and he had the whole Jacina with him. I'm like, nah, I gotta lock in. I gotta lock in.
So it's one thing to be motivated by an artist like that, right? And it's one thing to see that and say, wow. But what was that moment that you knew you had to get into the lyricism? What was that moment you knew you had to get into the right beats? How did that work out for you?
I mean, it was like, as I was listening to 50 Cent, I was like, I'm a fan of his, I want to dig deep more. And then I just started listening to different artists like Nas and Styles P. I remember when I was living in the Bronx, I used to have like this bootleg spot. It would just be mixtapes and stuff. And I used to save up money. My mom used to give me money to go to school to get lunch. I would never buy lunch. I would just wait till I get out of school and get the mixtapes. So I used to just get them joints.
That's not a big to spend money on.
Yeah, I used to have like a stack of mixtape, like different artists. It wasn't just like one. So now I just started like tapping in. I'm like, yo, like he said this. Like it started like really exercising my brain, making my brain work. And I was like, nah, I really, I gotta like start digging deep more. So like Styles P, Nas, I know I'm missing a few. It was a lot. It was a lot of artists, like, it was a lot of artists, but I know I'm missing a few, but those two made me really like want to dig deep, and DMX as well.
So when it comes to choosing beats and taking that moment where you actually sit and write, or you're able to go into the studio now and or everything's written?
No, for me, it's too easy, because I remember me starting off, I was really like heavy bars, like lyrics, like just bar heavy. And then I remember I just went to a different studio, the studio I still go to now, and I wanted to just do experiment, like just get out of my comfort zone and just try to change from just doing bars and all that. So I wound up doing like different beats, like party beats and calm beats and stuff like that. And I started dabbing into the order side. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want people to feel like I'm in a box. Like that was never me. Like I feel like I always got to prove somebody wrong, no matter what. Like you can't put no limit on me. I'm gonna make it happen. So once I started doing that, I shocked a lot of people. Like, I started getting to the how to come up with melodies, hooks. I remember when I first started rapping, I couldn't come up with a hook for nothing. I used to hit my mans up like, yo, I need a hook. But he used to have his, his own life. So I used to have to wait on him. So I'm like, nah, I gotta learn how to get better on hooks. So once I did that, it was over. Now people come to me for hooks and stuff like that. So it was just like to look back, it was just like a long journey, but it was worth it.
I love to hear that process. That vulnerability, that you actually needed a friend to, help with certain parts and to really make it all come together.
Yeah.
So now where we at? Talk to us about your music right now, what you got out.
Right now, like I'm just getting back into it. Like I didn't drop for like over a year. Like, with the previous year, I had a listening party, dropped a project or whatever. I just had to like sit down and reflect and just take a break. So I feel like I was overworking myself, and mentally I was just tired, and I didn't want to just like keep going to the point where like when I do create, it just sound forced, because I know how I am. It's just like every time like time is precious to me, so it's just like when I wake up or whenever I'm at, I gotta do something. I just can't be just stuck not doing nothing. I can't just be on the block all day, like, you know what I'm saying, not doing nothing. I gotta make something happen. I gotta be productive. So it's just like, I had to like really, you know, force myself to be like, all right, Loop, like, you gotta relax. Like, you know, you put the work in, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they really support you, then they'll wait till you come back. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. So right now, it's coming back just like, you know, just show people like, you know, listen, I've been cooking while I was going for a year. So I don't want y'all to think like, you know, I took over and he ain't got nothing to show for it. So I'm back, like, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody.
We're
stuff.
super excited. I love what you came back with.
Yeah.
That beat
Yeah.
was a nice one. What you calling that? What's the name of that?
This probably just gonna be a freestyle. Like I wrote it like I forgot what day I wrote it, but I know when I first heard the beat, I didn't wrote it. I was in the living room. My brother, he was at my house or whatever, and then he was just like, "Yo, you doing this?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Let me hear what you got." And then I'm trapping to him. He was like, "All right, yeah, you in your bag, you in your bag." So I was just like, it was just something, you know, I ain't gonna say something different, but I wanted to tap back into like the bars. But with this song, I wanted to have fun with it. Cause normally I just be rapping aggressive and, you know, real bar heavy, going over people's heads. I wanted to have fun with it, and I just wanted to make sure I have a loaded clip, so when I come back, it's just, you know, constantly heat after heat. So.
But it was still bar heavy.
Yeah. I wanted to have fun with it. I wanted to have fun with it, but I wanted to have like some, you know, for the guys and for the females, like, you know, singing. And,
What are you trying to say? Females can't get barred?
No. I'm just saying I wanted to have a vibe.
Okay.
Like that's why I come ready, like singing. I want them to vibe to it. When that rap part come on, they pull out their phone and they like, oh yeah, this my part.
I was just checking.
Nah, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all love.
So when you hear the word "still got the juice," what comes to mind?
Still got the juice. Solidified. Consistent. Originality. Yeah, that's what
I really love that.
comes to the mind.
I really love that. Thank you for
You
that.
still got the juice. You're still consistent. People still rocking with you because you know, you bring something different to the game. It's not, you know, what people normally hear it. That's why they rocking with you. Yeah, that's what it is. Like just staying consistent, staying original, sticking to, you know, to in your lane. When you in your lane, there's no competition. There's no rush. Like, you know, you in your lane. Like, it's gonna be a marathon. You're gonna make it happen.
That's right. Yo, timing is key.
Yeah.
We
Timing is key.
Here, so
Timing is key.
we're super excited to see you back.
I appreciate it.
Came correct.
Yeah, I had to.
And now let's just keep it going.
Definitely. I definitely want to see more of me, man. Shout out to my pops, my brother, the whole Upper West Side, you know, the Bronx, BX, the whole Loop Life movement. And shout out to y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
It's a dope experience, like, you know what I'm saying, getting back out there, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm getting
To get lit.
Wait
You know
for
what I'm
this.
saying? We're made for this. So we here, man. You know what I'm saying? Loopie Loon, Loopie Life. Celebrate when our mood is right.
Yo, Bronx in the building, baby.
Yeah.
Jacina love. Still got the juice. We out.